They wake up America every morning, but their private love lives have been kept under wraps until now. From hidden romances between co-anchors to surprise weddings no one saw coming, the Good Morning America team has more secrets than they let on screen. Affairs, breakups, and mystery partners. This is the side of your favorite morning show hosts you were never meant to see. Let's reveal the truth behind the headlines. Robin Roberts and Amber Laign. Robin Roberts, the widely respected and much-loved co-anchor of Good Morning America, GMA, has captivated viewers not only with her journalistic excellence, but also with her grace, strength, and authenticity. Since joining the morning show in 2005, Robin has become a household name, admired for her warmth, resilience, and the deeply personal moments she has chosen to share with the public. Among the most cherished aspects of her life is her relationship with Amber Laign, a story of quiet devotion, enduring partnership, and profound mutual support that blossomed long before the public ever knew about it. Robin and Amber's journey began in July 2005, not long after Robin had officially joined the GMA team. The two were introduced on a blind date, arranged by mutual friends, and from that first meeting, a lasting bond began to form. At the time, both women valued their privacy and, for many years, kept their relationship out of the public eye. It wasn't until late 2013, when Robin was recovering from a serious health crisis, that she publicly acknowledged Amber for the first time in a heartfelt Facebook post. In the post, Robin expressed gratitude for her family, friends, medical team, and for Amber, whom she called her longtime girlfriend. It was a quiet but powerful act of openness, celebrated by fans and colleagues alike for its honesty and courage. Their relationship, forged away from the limelight, has been marked by resilience in the face of serious health challenges. In 2007, Robin was diagnosed with breast cancer, and then in 2012, she faced a second daunting diagnosis: myelodysplastic syndrome, MDS, a rare blood disorder that required a bone marrow transplant. Amber stood steadfastly by her side through each of these battles, offering unwavering emotional and physical support. Their bond deepened through the trials, and Robin often spoke of Amber's strength and the comfort she found in their shared quiet life, away from television cameras. In a poignant turn of fate, Amber herself was diagnosed with breast cancer in early 2022. This time, it was Robin's turn to become the caregiver. Despite her demanding career, she took a step back to be by Amber's side through treatment and recovery. It was another chapter of shared strength, reinforcing the profound commitment they had built over nearly 2 decades. After almost 18 years together, Robin and Amber announced their engagement in early 2023, to the delight of fans, friends, and family. The news was met with an outpouring of joy and support from the GMA team and the wider media community. In September 2023, they were married in an intimate yet joyful ceremony held in Connecticut. About 250 close friends and loved ones gathered for the occasion, celebrating not just a wedding but the culmination of a love story rooted in devotion, healing, and time-tested companionship. What makes their relationship even more unique is their unconventional approach to cohabitation. Though deeply committed to each other, Robin and Amber have chosen to maintain separate homes. Robin in New York City, where she continues to work full-time on Good Morning America, and Amber in Connecticut, where she finds peace and privacy away from the bustle of Manhattan. Rather than a source of distance, the arrangement has proven to be a strength. Both women have described it as a key ingredient to their longevity as a couple. The physical space, they say, allows each of them to recharge and maintain individuality while still nurturing a deep emotional connection. George Stephanopoulos and Allie Wentworth. George Stephanopoulos once lived in the intense world of politics before becoming a household name in broadcast journalism. His early career saw him rise rapidly as a trusted political advisor to President Bill Clinton, serving as White House Communications Director, and later as senior advisor. But by the late 1990s, George transitioned from behind-the-scenes strategist to on-camera analyst, eventually joining ABC News and, in 2009, officially becoming part of the GMA anchor team. Amid this high-profile professional journey, perhaps the most surprising and rewarding turn in George's life came in 2001 when he met the woman who would become his lifelong partner, actress, comedian, and author Allie Wentworth. Their love story began with a blind date in April 2001. At the time, George was known for his serious intellectual demeanor, while Allie was celebrated for her witty, irreverent comedic roles and writing. On paper, they seemed like opposites, but the connection was immediate. What began as a setup arranged by friends quickly transformed into a whirlwind romance. Just 2 months after that first meeting, the couple was engaged, a decision they both described as instinctive and deeply felt. Their relationship was not about overthinking, it was about knowing. As Allie once jokingly put it, "I married the first person I kissed on Match.com, figuratively speaking." They were married on November 20th, 2001, in a traditional Greek Orthodox ceremony held in New York City, a nod to George's strong Greek heritage and his close family ties. The wedding marked the beginning of a union that would blend two very different professional worlds, politics and comedy, into one highly functional, loving partnership. Soon after their marriage, they welcomed their first daughter, Elliot Anastasia, in 2002. 3 years later, in 2005, their second daughter, Harper Andrea, was born. Family quickly became the heart of George and Allie's world. When George joined Good Morning America full-time in 2009, the family made the move to New York City, a transition that solidified their roots in the city and allowed George to take on a more public-facing role while still remaining present in his daughters' lives. Despite the demands of high-profile careers, George and Allie have always prioritized their family life. Their parenting style has been described as hands-on and deeply engaged, even as their daughters moved into their teen years. They've tackled the everyday challenges of raising kids in the public eye with remarkable humility, often turning to humor as their coping tool. Allie, who has authored several comedic memoirs, frequently includes family anecdotes in her writing and podcast appearances, offering fans a lighthearted glimpse into their life behind the scenes. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 brought new trials and reflections for the family. George tested positive for the virus early in the pandemic, shortly after Allie herself fell ill. The couple openly discussed their experiences, appearing on television and social media to share updates and promote public health awareness. Their transparency was both informative and reassuring during a time of widespread fear and confusion. Through it all, their bond remained strong, strengthened by years of partnership and the foundation of humor and empathy they had built together. Now, with over 22 years of marriage behind them, George and Allie remain one of the most enduring and admired couples in the public eye. Their relationship has weathered career pivots, health scares, and the chaos of parenting in the digital age. Through it all, they've maintained a sense of groundedness, regularly celebrating each other's achievements and milestones with gratitude and affection. In interviews, George has spoken about Allie's ability to bring joy into his life, describing her as the funniest person he knows. Allie, in turn, has praised George's calm, thoughtful nature, often calling him the rock of their family. They balance each other in the truest sense. Her spontaneity and humor complement his measured intellect and discipline. Together, they've created a home filled with love, laughter, and a deep sense of partnership. Whether navigating the corridors of political power or the chaos of live television, George Stephanopoulos remains anchored by his family. His marriage to Allie Wentworth stands as a testament to the idea that the most meaningful success is found not just in professional achievements, but in the quiet, enduring bonds of love and family. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes. Amy Robach spent a decade as a key figure at ABC News, anchoring GMA3, What You Need to Know and co-hosting 2020. From 2012 until 2022, she became a familiar and trusted face to millions of viewers, respected not only for her professional integrity, but also for her openness about personal struggles, including her public battle with breast cancer. However, it was a very different kind of story that placed her at the center of media headlines in late 2022. This time, not as a reporter, but as the subject of widespread public attention due to her romantic involvement with fellow GMA3 co-anchor TJ Holmes. Amy and TJ had worked together on GMA3, developing an easy on-air chemistry that viewers appreciated. Their friendly rapport and dynamic presentation style added a fresh energy to the daytime news format. But behind the scenes, their connection deepened into something more personal, In late 2022, photos surfaced of Amy and TJ spending time together off-camera, sparking speculation and eventually confirmation that their relationship had evolved beyond friendship. The public revelation set off a media frenzy, raising questions about workplace conduct, personal boundaries, and the blending of professional and private lives. In response to the attention and internal review, ABC News placed both Amy and TJ on leave in December 2022, pending further evaluation of the situation. Despite the fact that both were reportedly separated from their respective spouses at the time, the network faced increasing pressure over perceived conflicts and the optics surrounding the relationship. By January 2023, the decision was made. ABC officially severed ties with both Robach and Holmes, ending their long-standing tenures at the network. Before this chapter of upheaval, Amy had cultivated an admirable career in broadcast journalism. She joined ABC in 2012 after several years at NBC, where she had co-anchored Weekend Today and served as a national correspondent. At ABC, she quickly distinguished herself with high-profile interviews, hard-hitting investigative reports, and deeply personal storytelling. Her work on 2020 and GMA3 ranged from celebrity interviews to health crises, and her 2013 on-air mammogram, which led to a breast cancer diagnosis, sparked national conversations about early detection and women's health. She became a passionate advocate, openly chronicling her experience through treatment and recovery, and using her platform to raise awareness. Amy's personal life had long appeared settled prior to her relationship with TJ Holmes. She married actor Andrew Shue, best known for his role on Melrose Place, in 2010. Together, they blended their families. Amy had 2 daughters from a previous marriage, while Andrew had 3 sons. For over a decade, the couple projected the image of a modern, functional, blended family. They even co-authored a children's book titled Better Together, inspired by their experiences as step-parents. However, cracks began to show behind the scenes, and by the time Amy's relationship with TJ became public, her marriage to Shue was reportedly in the process of ending. Their divorce was finalized in 2022. Following their exit from ABC, Amy and TJ faced both professional and personal uncertainty. Yet rather than retreat from public life, they decided to take ownership of their narrative. In December 2023, they launched a joint podcast on iHeartRadio titled Amy and TJ, a platform that allows them to speak directly to listeners without the filters of network news or tabloid headlines. The podcast blends personal anecdotes, candid conversations, and current events, all through the lens of 2 former journalists navigating a new phase of life. Their goal is to bring honesty, humor, and insight to topics ranging from relationships and career transitions to health, parenting, and social media scrutiny. The podcast marked a reinvention, not just of their careers but of their public identities. No longer tied to the constraints of traditional network television, Amy and TJ now present themselves as a couple working side by side, unafraid of the controversy that once defined them. They've embraced a new transparency, sharing moments of vulnerability as well as the challenges of life after primetime TV. In doing so, they've cultivated a dedicated following, listeners who appreciate their candor and willingness to rebuild in full view of the public eye. For Amy Robach, The past few years have been a whirlwind, professionally turbulent and personally transformative. Once defined by the roles she held at major news desks, she now stands at the helm of something entirely her own. Alongside TJ Holmes, she is writing a new chapter, one that blends love, reinvention, and the enduring spirit of a journalist unafraid to ask hard questions, even of herself. Rebecca Jarvis and Matthew Pierce Hansen. Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News' chief business, technology, and economics correspondent, has built a reputation as one of the most trusted and accomplished financial journalists on television today. With a steady presence across ABC News platforms, especially Good Morning America, World News Tonight, Nightline, and 2020, Rebecca delivers sharp, accessible analysis on everything from market volatility and tech innovation to inflation, job trends, and global economic shifts. While her professional achievements are well documented, Rebecca is also known for her fiercely guarded personal life. Behind the camera, she quietly balances the demands of journalism with the equally demanding, though private, role of wife and mother. Rebecca's journey to journalistic prominence began long before she took on her current title at ABC. A graduate of the University of Chicago, she holds a degree in economics and law, letters, and society, foundations that have made her particularly well-suited for interpreting the nuances of Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and Washington policymaking. Early in her career, she worked at Citigroup and Bank of America before pivoting toward media, joining CNBC and later CBS News as a business reporter. In 2013, she joined ABC News, where she quickly became a go-to voice for economic analysis in both calm and crisis. Over the years, Rebecca has covered some of the most consequential financial stories of the era. From the collapse of Lehman Brothers and the 2008 recession to the economic implications of the COVID-19 pandemic, she brings clarity to complex issues, helping viewers understand how global shifts affect everyday life. She has interviewed Fortune 500 CEOs, tech founders, and leading economists, often explaining the implications of interest rate hikes, consumer behavior, and digital currency in ways that are both relatable and deeply informed. But while her professional life is lived largely in the public eye, Rebecca has deliberately kept her family life largely off-limits. She married Matthew Pierce Hansen in 2012 in a ceremony held at McNamara Alumni Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the city where she was born and raised. The couple met during their time at the University of Chicago, where a shared intellectual curiosity and mutual admiration sparked a lasting connection. Matthew, a former partner at GSV Asset Management, has worked in both finance and business strategy, making him well aligned with Rebecca's world of numbers and narratives. Since their marriage, the couple has remained out of the tabloid spotlight, choosing to maintain a quiet, grounded home life away from the bright lights of the media. Rebecca rarely discusses her personal life on air or in interviews, though it's known that she and Matthew are the parents of 2 children. While the names and ages of their kids have been kept private, an intentional choice in today's era of oversharing, Rebecca has occasionally alluded to the joys and challenges of motherhood in passing remarks during live broadcasts or speaking engagements. Balancing a high-powered career with parenting responsibilities is no small feat, especially in a 24/7 news cycle. Yet Rebecca is a model of modern work-life integration. Her ability to deliver live economic reporting while also managing school drop-offs, doctor's appointments, and family dinners speaks to the often unseen duality that working parents, particularly mothers, navigate every day. It's a role she embraces with quiet confidence rather than performative declarations. Unlike some public figures who center their brand around family life, Rebecca's approach is one of subtle strength and respectful boundaries. Her success lies not just in her command of financial news, but in her credibility and consistency. In an era where misinformation and sensationalism are rampant, Rebecca Jarvis has remained a calm, reliable presence. Viewers trust her because she does her homework, communicates clearly, and never sacrifices substance for style. Whether she's reporting from the New York Stock Exchange floor, covering a new wave of layoffs in Silicon Valley, or discussing wage trends on GMA, she approaches each story with journalistic rigor and human empathy. Rebecca is also the creator and host of No Limits with Rebecca Jarvis, a podcast series in which she interviews successful women across industries, from tech entrepreneurs and fashion designers to political leaders and media moguls. The show, which celebrates ambition, resilience, and creativity, mirrors Rebecca's own career values and provides a platform for meaningful conversations about leadership and balance. Michael Strahan and Kayla Quick. Since making the leap from NFL icon to morning television star, Michael Strahan has carved out a remarkably successful second act, one grounded not only in professional reinvention but also in personal fulfillment. Since 2016, he has served as a co-anchor on Good Morning America, bringing his signature blend of charisma, approachability, and insight to millions of viewers each weekday. But behind the scenes, another figure has quietly played a central role in his life, his longtime partner, Kayla Quick. Michael and Kayla began their relationship around May 2015, shortly before he fully transitioned from sports broadcasting and occasional guest spots on Live, with Kelly and Michael to becoming a full-time presence on GMA. At the time, Michael was already well known to the public, first as a dominant defensive end with the New York Giants, later as a sports analyst and daytime TV personality. Kayla, by contrast, has always preferred to remain outside the spotlight. Despite the natural curiosity surrounding Strahan's personal life, the couple has maintained a relatively low public profile throughout their years together, a decision that appears to have contributed to their long-term stability. Though Kayla does not often appear in headlines or public interviews, her presence in Michael's life is unmistakable. She's been by his side at pivotal moments, offering quiet, unwavering support. In May 2023, when Michael received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Kayla stood proudly with his family, celebrating a career milestone that symbolized his remarkable evolution from football hero to media powerhouse. Likewise, she's attended major family events such as the high school and college graduations of Michael's children, standing as a steady and loving figure within his inner circle. Kayla herself is a wellness entrepreneur and founder of Fitness, a lifestyle brand centered on health, mindfulness, and balance. Through her work, she promotes the idea of holistic well-being, encouraging others to find harmony in physical fitness, emotional health, and self-care routines. Although she doesn't seek media attention, Kayla has cultivated a quiet but meaningful influence through her business philosophy, one that aligns with Michael's own focus on discipline, resilience, and positivity. Her commitment to self-care has, according to those close to the couple, had a calming and grounding effect on Strahan, especially as he navigates the demands of a high-profile career in television and sports media. Before finding lasting happiness with Kayla, Michael's personal life had seen its share of public ups and downs. His first marriage to Wanda Hutchins lasted from 1992 to 1996. Together they had 2 children, daughter Tanita and son Michael Jr., both of whom have maintained a close relationship with their father. In 1999, Michael married Jean Mugley. The couple had twin daughters, Isabella and Sophia, in 2004, before divorcing in 2006 in what became a highly publicized and contentious split. Despite the turmoil of his earlier relationships, Michael has remained a devoted father, often speaking with pride about his children's achievements and character. He shares a particularly close bond with his twin daughters, both of whom are now young adults forging their own paths. Isabella in modeling and Sophia in sports and academics. Kayla's role in this extended family dynamic has been one of subtle integration and support. While she's not their biological mother, she has formed a respectful and affectionate rapport with all of Michael's children. Her ability to blend into the family without disrupting its core bonds has been a key part of what makes the relationship work. Michael, in turn, has been open about the positive effect she's had on his personal happiness. In interviews, he's hinted that Kayla brings a sense of calm and completeness to his life, qualities that were perhaps elusive during his earlier marriages and career transitions. Lara Spencer and Rick McVey. Lara Spencer, the vibrant lifestyle anchor of Good Morning America, has been a staple on morning television since 1999. Known for her warm demeanor, quick wit, and eye for design, she has long charmed audiences with her coverage of pop culture, human interest stories, and everything from royal weddings to home makeovers. But beyond her high-profile broadcasting career, Lara's personal life tells a story of resilience, reinvention, and a love story that unfolded later in life, one that continues to bring her joy, adventure, and deep companionship. Since 2018, Lara has been married to Rick McVey, a prominent financial executive and the founder and CEO of Market Access, a leading financial technology firm specializing in electronic trading of corporate bonds. Their romance began in an unexpectedly old-fashioned way, a blind date. Introduced by mutual friends in 2016, Lara and Rick connected instantly. Despite their high-powered professional lives in media and finance, they discovered common ground in their shared values, mutual respect, and love of travel and culture. By January 2018, just 2 years after their first meeting, the couple was engaged. Lara announced the news on GMA, beaming with excitement. Their wedding took place on September 1, 2018, in an intimate, picturesque ceremony in Vail, Colorado. Surrounded by close friends and family, the ceremony beautifully blended elegance and natural charm, much like Lara herself. She wore a sleeveless Adam Zohar gown with a mermaid silhouette and a dramatic train, while Rick donned a classic black tuxedo. Her children, Duff and Kate, played central roles in the celebration, underscoring the importance of family in their new chapter together. This marriage marked Lara's second. She was previously married to former CNN journalist David Haffenreffer from 1999 to 2015. During their 16-year marriage, the couple welcomed 2 children, Duff, now in college, and Kate, a budding athlete and scholar. Even after their divorce, Lara and David remained committed co-parents, and Lara has often spoken about the pride she feels in raising kind, grounded children amid the demands of a public career. Lara's partnership with Rick McVey has brought not only personal happiness, but also a sense of balance and renewal. As someone who thrives on curiosity and creativity, she has found in Rick a partner who supports her passions, whether it's her love for interior design, her enthusiastic antique hunting for flea market flip, or her globe-trotting spirit. The couple frequently travels together, with favorite destinations including Paris, Italy's Amalfi Coast, and the snowy slopes of Aspen. Their adventures reflect a shared zest for life and a comfort in each other's company that comes with finding love in a more seasoned stage of life. One particularly touching glimpse into their relationship came in 2024, when Lara shared with GMA viewers and her social media followers that Rick had helped her fulfill a long-held teenage dream, seeing Sting live in concert. For Lara, a lifelong fan of the legendary musician, the experience was not just a concert. It was a meaningful gesture from a husband who listens, understands, and goes out of his way to make her feel seen and cherished. She recounted the evening with joy and emotion, highlighting how this thoughtful surprise reflected Rick's attentiveness and his role as a quiet but powerful supporter behind the scenes. Despite her busy schedule as a morning show anchor, producer, and design enthusiast, Lara has managed to keep her family at the center of her life. She often shares moments with her children and Rick on social media, though she remains protective of their privacy. Now in her mid-50s, she has embraced this phase of her life with confidence and clarity, openly celebrating the joy of new beginnings, the lessons of past experiences, and the beauty of finding deep, mature love. Ginger Zee and Ben Aaron. Ginger Zee, ABC News' chief meteorologist and a familiar face on Good Morning America, is known for her high-energy weather reporting, adventurous spirit, and openness about mental health and personal growth. But beyond the green screens and storm chases, she leads a deeply rooted life filled with love, laughter, and commitment, anchored by her marriage to fellow journalist Ben Aaron. Their love story began in a quintessential New York City moment. In 2012, both Ginger and Ben attended a charity event, each unaware that the evening would change the course of their lives. Ginger, then already gaining recognition as a rising star in broadcast meteorology, met Ben Aaron, born Benjamin Aaron Kolonomos, a witty, charismatic features reporter working in the city. The chemistry was immediate. Ben, known for his humor and thoughtful storytelling, connected with Ginger over their shared media careers, curiosity about the world, and matching sense of humor. Their courtship blossomed quickly but meaningfully. By August 2013, after about a year of dating, Ben proposed to Ginger. Their engagement was joyful and full of promise. Two journalists who understood the demands of the industry, yet found refuge in each other's company. On June 7, 2014, the couple exchanged vows in a romantic ceremony held on the shores of Lake Michigan, near Ginger's hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Surrounded by friends and family, their wedding marked the beginning of a life filled with adventure, resilience, and deep emotional connection. Over the past decade, Ginger and Ben have built a strong and supportive family life together. They became parents for the first time in December 2015, welcoming their son, Adrian Benjamin Kolonomos. In February 2018, their family grew again with the birth of their second son, Miles Macklin. While Ginger was navigating the intense demands of live national broadcasts and hurricane coverage, and Ben was juggling his own busy television career, they prioritized their roles as parents, making sure to provide their boys with a nurturing and stable home environment. The family resides in Rockland County, New York, a peaceful area just outside the hustle of Manhattan. Their home life, while private, has occasionally been shared with fans and followers, offering glimpses into their dynamic as partners and parents. Whether it's dressing up for Halloween with their kids, building elaborate cardboard forts, or simply enjoying time outdoors, Ginger and Ben have created a household where creativity, communication, and love take center stage. What sets their marriage apart is the transparency and mutual respect they've cultivated. Ginger, who has been candid about her struggles with depression, has often credited Ben as a source of strength and stability. She has described him as the grounding force in her life, a man who not only supports her emotionally, but also encourages her to grow and heal. In turn, Ben has spoken openly about how Ginger's passion for her work and honesty about mental health has inspired him, both as a husband and as a father. In June 2024, the couple celebrated their 10th wedding anniversary with heartwarming public reflections. Ginger posted a heartfelt tribute calling Ben her partner for life, noting that the past decade had been filled with love, growth, challenge, and laughter. Ben, ever the romantic, shared that he knew from their first date that Ginger was the one, adding that building a life and family with her had exceeded every hope he'd ever had. Their mutual affection and admiration are palpable, an enduring love that seems to deepen with each passing year. Their relationship has also extended into collaborative efforts. In 2019, the couple co-hosted the short-lived but entertaining lifestyle series Hearts of Heroes, which showcased first responders and natural disaster survivors, a natural fit for Ginger's background in meteorology and Ben's storytelling flair. Though their schedules don't always align for professional collaborations, the respect and admiration they hold for each other's careers remains strong. Ginger frequently applauds Ben's humor, calling him her favorite storyteller, while Ben champions Ginger's fierce intellect and tireless work ethic. At the heart of their bond is a shared value system, centered on emotional honesty, family first, and never taking life too seriously. Even during chaotic workdays or parenting challenges, they've found humor to be their connective tissue. Their playful banter on social media and interviews paints the picture of a couple who genuinely enjoy each other's company and know how to keep life light even when the forecast is stormy. Now, over a decade into marriage, Ginger and Ben continue to be each other's biggest supporters. While she tracks hurricanes and explains climate change to a national audience, and he balances media projects with fatherhood, they never lose sight of what matters most: their family and the life they've built together. What do you think of the Good Morning America hosts and their secret companions? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.